Samuel Beckett's Waiting for Godot is generally considered as the starting point of absurd drama. Beckett, Adamov, and Ionesco did not form a school during the 50s, since each playwright regarded himself as an outsider with his own roots and background, but they all had a similar message: absurd is out of harmony. In an essay on the Czech novelist Franz Kafka, Ionesco defined absurd as that which is devoid of purpose. So cut off from religious, metaphysical, and transcendental roots, man is lost. All his action becomes senseless, absurd, useless. This is the period just after the Second World War and the discovery of the concentration camps. The theatre of the absurd tends to debase language. What happens on the stage transcends and often contradicts the words spoken by the characters. Pauses, silences, miming, and farcical situations are also common. The plays have no story or plot to speak of. They usually have neither a beginning nor an end, and seem to be the reflection of dreams and nightmares. The play is divided into two acts. It has no development in time, since there seems to be no past or future, just a repetitive present. It has no setting, but a country road and a bare tree. It has no plot, for events do not mean anything in the course of time. It has no characters in the traditional sense, as a character presupposes some personality. It has no action, since the static situations of waiting is described. It has no dialogue in the conventional sense, since the characters are unable to provide each other with information either about their present situation or about their recent experience and current events in the world outside. Vladimir and Estragon, or Didi and Gogo as they call each other, are never described as trumps. They are two human beings perpetually concerned with questions about the nature of the self, world, and God. They are complementary since they are different aspects of a single whole. Vladimir is more practical, he never dreams and he keeps waiting. Estragon is a dreamer, always complaining. Waiting for Godot presents the absurd as the essence of the human condition. The characters grope for meaning in their life. Nothing is given or taken for granted. No heroism is allowed. The only possible reality for them is endless waiting. A grotesque humor pervades the daily routine of the characters. Man's increased knowledge has only made him aware of the uselessness of his learning, since the forces which regulate the universe cannot be understood. Beckett's pessimism is intensified by his perception of the dreariness and meaninglessness of the human life, and his notion of time as a series of meaningless events. Waiting for Godot, Samuel Beckett established his international reputation. He developed the so-called theatre of the absurd with a common basic belief that man's life appears to be meaningless and purposeless, and that human beings cannot communicate and understand each other.